Just to give you a little quick context, in India, abortion has been legal since 1971. So it's not something new. However, given the fact that our society traditionally has preferred boys over girls, over decades, there have been millions of female fetuses that have been killed, which is why the rules around abortion are very, very strict.
Mm.
That is to protect the girl child, right? So, for the first 20 weeks, the rules, as per law, women under all categories were treated equally. However, from 20 to 24 weeks were where the differences had crept in. So, as a married woman,
Mm.
for example, I could say my contraceptive failed and I want to terminate my pregnancy, and that would be a legally valid reason for me to go ahead. However, the same me, if I was single, at 24 weeks, I would not have that option.
Wow.
So now they've kind of broadened that scope, they've kind of expanded that scope to say all women have the right, the legal right to, a safe and a legal way to move forward in this, which is huge.
And this is not the only way the court extended the discourse surrounding a specific case with a married woman, not just to unmarried women, but also discussing a very hot button topic in India, unfortunately, rape.
Right. The rape statistics are brutal, Ellie. But when it comes to this particular judgment, I think what we need to understand is for the first time, the court have acknowledged the marital rape. The fact that a woman can be forced to have sex and forced to conceive without her will. And women in that case are allowed to go and terminate their pregnancy. It is huge. Again, to give you a little context, we have been fighting for marital rape to be recognized as an offense for many years, and it's been a losing battle. So this is the first time really that there has been an acknowledgement from the court, which is, again, a huge step forward.
And speaking of this milestone for women's rights, no doubt about that, in India, there's still a long way to go.
Oh, yes, of course. These are baby steps, one step
Right.
at a time. We're so grateful that, I mean, there is much cheering and applause for the right reason, but there is an awareness that there is a long way ahead. I think the first thing, if you were to ask me, is the law is in place, but how do you communicate this effectively to women
Right.
across the country, who are in remote corners, in rural areas, who are uneducated? So they need to be told that they have rights. So this is where I guess the community comes in, the government, various NGOs. So the information needs to be understood. It needs to be disseminated. People need to kind of know that this
Right.
is an option.
And speaking to that point
Second, if you were to ask
exactly, Ekta, before we let you go, how is it being received with the public? Do you think that Indians fully understand the gravitas of this ruling, especially at the current global climate?
Of course, has been met with much applause. I mean, women activists, women and activists actually are both celebrating, and for right reasons. It takes us a step forward towards meeting the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly the third one. It is universal access to reproductive health is the very basic, right? A woman has to have control and freedom to take decisions that impact her own body. So it's being met with great positive reactions, applause and celebration. But like we were talking earlier, there's still a long way to go. One thing is to say that you're allowed to do this.
Yeah.
The second is, do the women know? The other is, are there enough doctors? There's a shortage of trained. You can say we need to be safe, but are there enough doctors in rural areas to be able to do this?
Well,
So,
still questions up in the air, but as you've said, baby steps. Indian columnist Ekta Kumar, it's always a pleasure speaking to you, but especially on such a happy occasion, no other way to put it. Thank you so much for your time, and see you again soon.